So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to build a face detector with Python. This was something I used when I was in my first year of learning Python, and I used it to do a project that was actually very interesting. So I decided to use it. So the way this works is that it uses a module named OpenCV. So OpenCV is actually a camera detecting something like that. It just does a lot with video, visuals, and the rest, using face detection and several other things. So let's jump right away to it. So for you to work, you need to actually install OpenCV. I already have mine installed here, but if you want to install, all you have to do is to simply go to your terminal. You can simply search for CMD and open a command prompt and simply write pip install OpenCV -python. Well, mine is already installed, but if you should try this, you should be able to get your own installed. So when that's done, what you need to do first is to come right here and write import cv2. So this is OpenCV right here. So now that we've done that, what's going to be the next step? Now the next step that we'll need to take is to simply take what we call a cascade. Now what is a cascade, or they call it a har cascade? Now the har cascade is what is our OpenCV is going to use to actually identify a face. It contains machine learning data which has been trained and has been gotten in an XML file. If you don't know what the meaning of XML file, it's called extensible markup language. So the way it works is that it reads that XML file and then compares what is in your video camera to identify what is the face in the camera. So let us import that. I already have the har cascade file here. So this one is specifically for face, frontal face, as you see the name calls it there. So I'm going to put a link to the har cascade file. So we are going to say face underscore cascade is equal to cv2 dot cascade classifier. This is how we actually connect it to OpenCV. Then we're going to say the name of the file. The name of the file on my system is har cascade underscore frontal face underscore default. Remember your extension .xml. So that's the first step. We've actually imported the cascade. We've loaded the cascade on the OpenCV too. Now the next thing is to do your video frame to be able to get your video from the webcam. So we're just going to create a variable called cam. Now we're going to name cam is equal to cv2 dot video capture. Then we're going to call it. So we are going to pass in the number 0. What 0 does is that it's going to actually open the webcam and choose your first camera there. So in a system that has like 2 cameras or a normal camera and a webcam, the normal camera, the default camera that comes with the system will be 0 and the webcam will be 1. So it's just like that. This is just to select which camera it is, but by default always leave it at 0. So what's the next step to do? We are going to create a while loop and say while true. Now while the loop is running, the loop is just to keep it running so it could keep on processing the new images that are coming from the webcam. We are going to do this comma img, also cam.read. Now this guy is actually used to read the frame to be able to see what the camera is actually processing. Now the next thing is to create a variable called grade. Grade is equal to cv2 dot cvt color. Then we are going to pass in img, that's the image that is gotten, and then we're going to say cv2 dot color, sorry, it's all caps here, color underscore bgr2 gray. It's just going to complete it for me. So what this does is actually just to convert to grayscale. Convert whatever is checking to grayscale because it needs to be processed in grayscale to be able to detect the face. Now the main code that detects the face here, detect face, is going to be faces variable. We are going to say face underscore cascade. Remember, we are getting it from the cascade dot detect detect multi-scale. Then we are going to pass in gray, comma 1.1, comma 4. Just putting these default values for now. So now when we detect the face, we actually want to actually put something on the face so that we know that this is a face detector. What we are going to now do now is to draw a rectangle. So to draw that rectangle, we are going to use a for loop. We're going to say for x comma y, that is the x position of the face on the camera, the y position of the face on the camera, and the width and the height of the face on the camera in faces. Because remember, this faces, when it detects it, just gives us the position of the face and the what's the name, the height, the width, and the value of it on the x and y axis. It's quite technical a bit, but once you are familiar with it, you should get how it works. So I'm going to say cv2.rectangle. Now we're using OpenCV to draw a rectangle. It's a function, a method. So we're going to say img comma, we're going to pass in x and y as a tuple here. The tuple is just a data type. Then the next one I'm going to pass in, just follow what I do here so that you understand it. You can be able to achieve the same results I have. This and the color of the rectangle. I'm going to say 255, 0, 0. Then one more thing, 2, which is going to be the thickness. Sorry for that, that call just entered my device nearby. So we've actually completed the for loop. The next thing we're going to do is to write cv2.imshow. We're going to say img. I'm just going to pass in the name on the window, and then I'm going to pass in the window. So that's mainly how it works to show us the camera, but this is actually going to give us a future error which I might not want it to also encounter. And that future error is that if you start it, it won't be able to close. For example, if we should run this file, should see my face any moment. Okay, as you can see, it's not even working at all, and that's for a particular reason. It's actually going to crash anytime soon. So, and the main reason it's going to crash is because there is no condition at which it should close. Now, how do we fix that? We are going to fix that by simply specifying a condition. So we are going to actually give it a key that when the key is pressed, the window is going to close on its own. So that's one thing with Python. Whenever you open a window on the screen and it doesn't have when it's going to close, it's going to actually give you an issue. So what I just did is that I'm going to create a wait key that's after 30 seconds, and when someone types in this is the FF. So we're going to now say if k is equal to 27, we're going to write out a break. So this is the entire condition for checking out the face on the image. But now there's one last thing. So when the condition ends, what should particularly happen? we are going to release the camera from memory, because this is how to do with memory management. If not, Python will still be connected to your camera, which is not something we need. So I'm going to say camera.release. So that's all. Let us test whether this is working by running it. So real quick, it's taking its time to come up. Okay, good. So now you've seen my face. Now you see that blue line around my face right here. That's actually the identification of where my face is on the camera. Unfortunately, it's not that perfect, but it's still okay. So as you can see my face. My camera is not that good, but it's okay, and you can still see my face. So that's all for this video. One last thing, the condition I put for this window to particularly close is the escape key. So once I hit escape right now,